Finally, the wait is finally over. After multiple delays and massive reshoots, it was at last released. Snow White has come to the theater, the newest live-action adaptation of the classic Disney animation. And what a life-changing experience it was.
What? I'm serious.
The bar for the soulless live-action Disney adaptation has been low, but Snow White is literally rock bottom. The surprising aspect is that we are not surprised at all. The cracks were visible from miles away. A script that has no interest in being faithful to the original story. An unlikable leading actress who looks nothing like the character. A beautiful evil queen who is jealous of her not-so-beautiful stepdaughter. 7 CGI dwarves who are in the movie to appease Peter Dinklage. 7 bandits, for whatever reason. And a love interest who has no chemistry with Snow White for obvious reasons.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
These are just the top of the iceberg, but you get the point. The issues with this movie are beyond measurable. The story starts as usual. After the queen dies, the king marries a woman from faraway land. Soon, the new queen sends the king to his death, rules the kingdom as a tyrant evil queen, and treats Snow White as a serving maid. The magic mirror tells the queen, who is proud of her beauty, that Snow White is now the fairest in the world. Seriously? That's why she orders a huntsman to get rid of her. Meanwhile, Snow White meets Prince Charming.
Weird.
Sorry, a freedom fighter and his bandit group, which consists of 7 original dwarves who, for some reason, are still in the movie.
Oh my God!
This is the best day of my life!
Anyway, the huntsman has a change of heart and warns Snow White about the queen's plans. So, she flees into the forest and meets the 7 CGI Peter Dinklage-approved dwarves. The queen turns herself into an old woman, shows up, and tricks Snow White into biting the poison apple. She goes into a coma, but then the prince kisses her.
Weird.
And she wakes up. Snow White then rallies the dwarves, both original and CGI, to attack the castle and overthrow the queen. During the battle, the queen gets angry at the mirror and breaks it, which happens to destroy her too, since the mirror was the source of her powers. Then Snow White marries the rebel prince and rules the kingdom, and everyone lives happily ever after. If you've seen Rachel Zegler's interviews about this movie, which are impossible to ignore, you probably knew already that there's going to be many diversions from the original work. But surprisingly, many elements of the original were present. I guess Disney tried hard to do some damage control after the disasters Zegler created. But while it fixes some issues, it creates new problems as well. Prince Charming was present, his scenes were not cut, and he was the love interest of Snow White. But then, he was not Prince Charming. He was a rebel and a member of the 7 dwarfs. Why are they even in the movie? Weren't they supposed to be eliminated? That was the whole reason they used the CGI dwarves in a live-action Snow White movie, which looks awful, by the way. How is it that this movie cost around $300 million and still looks like this? Movies like Godzilla had only a budget of $15 million and managed to win an Oscar for CGI, but the only award this CGI would get would be the Golden Raspberry. The acting ranged from barely acceptable to dull. Almost everyone is doing the bare minimum. Surprisingly, Rachel Zegler is doing a decent job. She didn't do anything magical, but wasn't awful either. Gal Gadot, on the other hand, was completely miscast. Aside from being obviously more beautiful than Zegler, she lacks the acting range for portraying a villain. Her always likable persona doesn't help her sell the evil queen. The script also doesn't provide her with much either. That's another big problem with the movie. The dialogue is boring. Seems that not much of the budget has been spent on writing. At the hands of a better writer, The script could reveal the character's personality, emotions, and motivation, bringing the story to new heights, something that Disney is desperately trying to tell you they're doing. In reality, it seems the script has been produced by ChatGPT. Director Mark Webb tries his best with what he got, but no matter how much you polish a turd, it still smells. In total, Snow White seems to be a mismatch of 2 or 3 different movies. One with the original dwarves, one with the CGI dwarves, and a small touch of Snow White and the Huntsman at the end. It's crystal clear that the movie was subjected to multiple reshoots for reasons well known to everyone. Overall, it's not worth your time and money. If you're interested in a Snow White movie, it's better to re-watch the original. If you want a retelling of the story, Snow White and the Huntsman is a far better choice. But if you're a fan of Disney's live-action remakes or modern interpretations of classic tales, you might find Snow White enjoyable.